Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Maverick's back again with more Kerbal Space Program, and this is actually, thankfully, the last of the Kerra missions in the Kerbal Sphere of Influence. They were kind of boring and kind of slow. So the next video, you will be seeing Katurn 1. I love the silly names that they come up with this, but again, Kerra 4. All I gotta do, make a stable orbit with a communications device, extend the communications device, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, and land. Nothing really much to do. So let's get started in building. Having a couple issues here, right here getting the building. I realized that because this one window, this current mission window, is up, I can't build for whatever frickin' reason. Anyways, let's get this command module up again. Let's look at that current mission stuff. I don't know why I did that. Let's get some utility. Oh no, we're going for science first, because it's a mission requirement that we have that antenna and that we extend the antenna in our orbit. And because I did forget to get the mystery goose science container thingies on this the first time, because I put them on the wrong spot, I put them there instead. Utility, get that first parachute on, and I was looking at getting some of the radial parachutes and putting them on there to help slow my descent even more so I don't break anything, but decided against it. It just wasn't necessary, and there was really no place to put them and make them stay pretty or practical. Anyways, let's get some fuel on here, and as you can see, which I realized later on, and I realized, oh shit, I guess I gotta land this thing on the motor, or on the engine. I forgot to add a decoupler in between the command module and the first fuel tank. Anyways, let's get us that Kerbal engineer, because we love the Kerbal engineer. It's so helpful. Taking a look around, structural. What we need right now is more propulsion. So let's take, this is going to be our circularization stage, I guess. I'm going to put 2 fuel tanks on there. And this ship actually almost gets out of hand. And an LVT-45 engine, because that one's got the gimbal on it, and that one can rotate, and all that the gimbal does, it just rotates where the thrust is going to go by a couple of degrees in any direction to change the direction of your ship, which is pretty useful to have. Anyways, and then for that bottom stage, I'm going to have that LVT-30 just because it's got more raw power. Going to get a couple decouplers on the sides. We're just going to go with 2 solid rocket fuel boosters, and I realized when I launched the ship, I should have put another set of decouplers just to keep them from, because they end up bending in. But actually, take a look at that. This is pretty cool. This looks pretty sweet. Looks kind of silly with those the science pods up on the top, but oh well, we need science, because science is good for you, and it's good for Kerbals. I don't think the Kerbals actually eat snacks, they eat science. Anyways, getting that Kerra 4 name in this, and as you can see, the ship value is around 50 grand, if I can see that correctly. And the current budget is about 94,000, which is pretty good. So we should be making a pretty good profit off of this. We're making about a maybe $20,000 profit off of this mission. It's not huge, but it'll work. The only problem is that it almost didn't work. You'll see here in just a second, as soon as I turn on that SAS. And there's the smoke and fire plumes. Again, they look pretty dang cool. Just looking around. And I have a couple technical issues throughout the video and end up skipping forward a couple times. Not too fun, but it still works out. But yeah, as you can see, my ship has actually started a bit of a turn already, and of course the single command module does not have enough. And here's the skip real quick, and yeah, that's not good. I'm at about 4,000 meters in altitude, and I'm almost to that 45-degree mark. I can't necessarily read that at the moment, but I'm not straight up. And as you can see, I kind of switched up the staging a little bit, so I have that third motor, or that liquid fuel rocket running. But as soon as these solid fuel rockets burn out, things start going in my favor. Because then I can drop them, decouple those, and that just looks kind of cool. And now now that the ship's got less mass on it, I have a little bit more control. Not a huge amount still, but I can it's at least enough for me to angle the ship differently, so I can keep increasing my time to apoapse. And actually, because I'm already on this flight path that I'm on, I go into a retrograde orbit around Kerbal, which was pretty interesting. It was didn't make much of a difference because I don't have other mods installed, but there's a couple certain mods that would really screw me up installed. But it was still pretty interesting that it did that. I just had too much weight and it wasn't necessarily balanced when I launched, so that got screwed up. Hopefully when I get more SAS and possibly RCS modules, or even just winglets that actually do what they're supposed to do and move, it'll be much better the way that this would pan out. Anyways, of course, every now and then, I hope you're hearing the Chatterer mod at least, because it's cool. I love hearing it. Yeah, as you can see, we're angled up a bit more again. Our time to apoapse is finally increasing, and our apoapse is finally increasing. It's only at 16,000 at the moment. We kind of got, I guess, a little bit carried away with the ship. Too much heavy, not enough thrust. But we still managed to brute force it into orbit. And let's skip ahead again. And here we are in orbit. We've completed it. We've got some science done. We're gonna do a quick EVA, I believe. Get Jeb out from that cramped little cockpit, I hope. We're gonna extend that Communitron 16 first. Wanna complete this mission. So now that we've extended that, we'll take a look at the current mission, and look, we've finished the goal. Now all we have to do now is land on Kerbal. But first, I want to get Jeb out there, go on a quick spacewalk. Messing around with the camera and other controls and stuff here. But, and actually I don't know what I was doing here. Yeah, do that again. I believe I get it. Yep. I got confused here for a second when I was playing. It was trying to figure out some of the controls, but I eventually figured it out. There we go. Got it. Fly around for a bit. Let Jeb gaze wonderingly into the sun with no shade on, I believe. No shade on his visor. Probably not the best thing to do for your eyes. Yeah, this just looks cool. Look at that. Alright, looking at the moon, looking away, or looking at the planet, looking away. One of the mods actually lets you, since you're dazzled, as one would say, by a planet, as in the reflection of the sun is coming off of it, you can't really see any of the stars behind or around it, because you have light coming back at you. Which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Definitely adds to that immersion and that realistic effect there. Or if you're looking at the sun, you can't necessarily see around the sun for that. Anyways, again, moving back towards that command module. I was a bit timid with it. I was kind of thinking, oh shit, I don't want to screw this up, and bounce Jeb off of it and end up making him float away forever and having to use his RCS to bring him back to the Kerbal spaceport and make everything better somehow, some magical way. Anyways, now that we've got all that done, we've got our science, we've got our mission completed. Let's point this little rocket here retrograde and burn ourselves down and get back into the atmosphere. and go home. Jeb wants to go home. He's running low on snacks. But yes, snacks are like the most important part of a Kerbal's diet now, isn't it? There's just nothing more important than snacks. Anyways, get that periaps again down to the about 30 kilometers is around where I usually like to bring it when I go into my final descents. And I just like to do that aero braking procedure. It's more realistic. It goes with the immersion for me because I don't have some of the other mods that would make it practical, but I guess bear with me. I do skip ahead in the descent once or twice, I believe, in this. Just so I don't force you guys to watch through the entire descent, like always. And like I said in the last video with Kerbal Space Program, my next couple of videos for this should get a little bit more interesting since we're doing the these are just the very basic missions in the Kerbal Sphere of Influence, and soon we're gonna switch over to the sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. Switching to the Katurn missions, which I believe are sort of copying the Apollo missions, actually, where we do, say, like a free return trajectory, which is pretty interesting. That one's fun. Around Minmus, I think it is, eventually taking it all and finishing it up to land on Minmus. And the interesting part about the free return trajectory around Minmus, I get extra money if I plan it so I go around Minmus and dump all my fuel before I get there. So that should be pretty freaking interesting if it works out, and it should be pretty interesting if it doesn't work out. I'm not sure how good I am at planning maneuvers and doing them, so I guess when we do that, we'll find out. Anyways, getting those atmospheric re-entry effects again. I just think they look pretty, and it looks kind of cool on this ship just because of the way it was shaped. Definitely interesting. Anyways, sorry about that. Something cut out on my computer, but yeah, getting those re-entry effects, they look pretty good. Yeah, again, when you watch these videos, guys, if you like what you're seeing here, yeah, I skip ahead. I do not think parachutes should be doing that. I don't know if they're able to do that in general. Well, I do know. I'm just joking around. Getting some wobble in there as it's trying to correct itself. Parachute's on fire. Probably something pretty unnerving to see. Should be getting close, a little bit closer to the end of the video now. Hopefully. I do skip ahead in a little bit again, I think. Maybe not. I don't remember. Yeah, looking at those snacks again. Jeb is definitely being tempted by those snacks. Watching his instrument panels, all that fun stuff that astronauts do, or in this case, Kerbonauts. Yeah, but like I was saying, if you guys like what you see here, if you like the Kerbal Space Program, let me know. If you want to see more of it, I'll definitely put out more. If you want to see less, I mean, I could put out less. I won't put out as much, but I mean, to be honest, I'm doing the whole YouTube thing for myself, I guess. I like sharing my fun, or the fun that I have, and I don't really want to feel like I'm stuck to any one game. And a lot of YouTubers are like that, and I respect them. Those guys are generally my inspiration. Just put up whatever the hell you like. And funny enough, what I like to put up and what they like to put up tends to coincide sometimes with what everybody likes to watch. But yeah, I'm just gonna put up what I like. If you want to see less of something and more of something else, tell me. I'll try and do it. But I'm not ever gonna promise anything like that. too much for me to promise. Anyway, sorry about that. We had more technical difficulties again, but as you can see, we've safely landed. I want to try and roll this thing over so I can get Jeb out of it without squishing him. So you'll see me kind of spazzing it out on the ground. Looks like a child rolling around on the ground, crying, having a hissy fit or something like that. But anyways, I eventually just give up on that and recover the vessel. And you can see we got $60,000 from the mission. Looks pretty good. And like I said before, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Maverick, and I will see you next time.